Okay, so Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This reading was pages 81 through 163, and we will start off with chapters 12 through 15. So unfortunately, Dawn continues to hit Evelyn. She copes by accepting his apologies and avoiding the situation. Evelyn and Ruby find out that Celia St. James, a talented younger actress, will be acting alongside them in Little Women. They don't like her and are worried she will steal their spotlight. However, when they actually start filming, Evelyn feels she actually likes Celia a little bit. Monique and Evelyn take a break, and when Monique returns home, she has received a package from her mom containing photos of the photos that her late father had taken. She reflects on her own history for a bit, and then it's back to work. Evelyn tells the story of how Celia first tried to associate with Evelyn. Celia invited Evelyn to grab a milkshake together from a popular cafe with bad milkshakes, and Evelyn isn't having it. She instructs Celia to drive to a different, less popular place with better milkshakes, and they chat. Celia proposes they should be real friends and help each other. Celia will tutor Evelyn on acting methods, and Evelyn will boost Celia's social status by being seen with her. An article comes out attacking Evelyn on her marriage's childlessness. So, Amarillo is not here, but I'll just ask a broad question. Um, how do you guys think Celia wins over Evelyn here? Because Evelyn is pretty cold and hardened to most everyone.
She's got a little spunk to her.
Okay.
She's genuine in a place that doesn't. Well, she's not genuine. She's trying to trick her the whole time. I don't know.
Maybe maybe it was that she was so bad at tricking, that she was very
Mm,
earnest and honest and
I was gonna say she comes across a little more naive.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very sheltered but very talented. Okay, does anyone have any other thoughts, comments, questions on that chapter section?
I am not good at playing those kinds of games,
Mm,
but I do like reading about them.
mhm. Yeah, I liked their interactions. I liked that Celia was nice. Okay. Let's see, what is this part? All right, so chapters 16 through 19. Um, in response to the damning article, Evelyn hatches a plan to fake miscarriages in earshot of their snitching maid, and it works. A beneficial, sympathetic article is published. Evelyn is pleased her plan worked, and Celia comes over to celebrate. They share their real names and histories. They end up complimenting each other, and Evelyn blushes. Wine is spilled on Celia's white top, and they go upstairs to change it. As Celia changes her shirt, Evelyn is struck by her beauty, and Dawn suddenly appears and ends the moment. Celia, Evelyn, and their dates go to the premiere of Little Women. Evelyn is really supportive of Celia, and a lot of her attention is focused towards her. They go to an after party at Ari Sullivan's house. Ruby pulls Evelyn aside and says she needs to talk to her. Ruby opens a laundry closet to reveal some kind of robot arm and a half naked astronaut in a heated embrace. They quickly run out, and Evelyn and Ruby enter. They go on. Evelyn finds out from Ruby that Celia is a lesbian and Dawn is cheating on her right now at this party. Monique pauses to ask more about Celia. Evelyn knew that Celia was gay and reveals that Celia was the love of her life. Evelyn identifies as bisexual and not gay. Monique had accidentally tried to put her in a box when it was more complex than that. All right. Marvelous. What is your question?
So I really liked this paragraph from the first chapter, chapter 16, about how like they might not even realize it, but the people would start to be like, I don't want to see that movie with her in it. I don't know why. I just don't like her, which is something that I've heard, a lot, especially about, well, any famous woman. So it got me thinking, what reason, what like crazy kind of, well, I guess not super crazy, tabloid article would come out about you that would make people go, oh, but I never actually liked them. I don't want to go see their movies.
Oh, God. Let's see.
What a question. Let's
Yeah.
reveal our deepest, darkest
Yeah.
secrets.
I mean, to be honest, I don't consider not having a family being a deep, dark secret. Granted, this book is set in the 50s. Well, this part is, I think. We are still in the 50s, right? Ever.
Maybe an article about me would be like, you guys ever noticed this lady be snapping her fingers a little too much? What's going on with that? What's wrong with her? Maybe Geraint's would be, yeah, this guy, he just keeps saying, hey, we don't know why.
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
Scandal.
But it's kind of pissing me off.
Scandal.
Yeah, see, it doesn't have to be deep and dark. I mean, you've all seen your share of, well, quite frankly, stupid internet drama.
Yeah, this pasta guy, I saw him picking his nose. I swear he flicked it in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I said scandal. Wait, what did you say about me, huh?
What?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You're a
like
good for
oh,
nothing
right
nose
there.
picker.
Hey. Man, where do I park?
Yeah,
Mine would.
posterity. He parks in
muted.
If you
handicap.
wanted to. Damn, can I park there?
What?
I can
What'd you say,
park.
Marley?
Sorry, sorry,
I was saying, I think mine would be that they'd be like, why is this guy's pants always wet? Because he dribbles after he pees. I can't stand it.
Incontinent or incompetent? More at 7.
Exactly.
They would probably just be like, what is she always sneaking off to? I bet she's got some like deep dark secrets, and really I'm just trying to go home so I can either play video games or go to bed.
Incredible.
But tabloids aren't exactly what we would call logical.
So I have a question, just more of a clarification. Was this the chapter segment where it was revealed that Celia was the love of her life?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think she uses those words exactly in the next section. Wait, let me look.
Okay.
Sometimes I should have taken more notes, but
Well, I'll
It's
just
this
ask
one.
it
It's
now,
this one.
though.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this to,
okay.
because they were foreshadowing a little bit. Like, is this the twist of the book? But I mean, it's pretty early on in the book, and now I'm like, well, what's the twist or climax? Like, do they break up, get in a fight? I'm just curious, what do you guys think the climax of this book is going to revolve around?
I think it'd be husband number 5.
Well, it's kind of crazy that now that we, know that Celia is the love of Evelyn's life, and we've still got all these husbands left to go.
Wait. We still know that she marries Harry. Are they double bearding?
Maybe. Maybe that's what happens. But yeah, she's only 2 husbands in right now. She's got 5
I feel
left.
like one of the twists or climaxes could be, why she picked this Monique chick.
That's where I was going. I'm still waiting because we'll get to it during my reading, but that's my question: is Monique fucking is a scrub lord when it comes to this interview, and then even
Yep.
is like pushy at the end. I'm like, what is Evelyn wanting out of this girl? Like, what is the deal here? Why is she picking her, putting up with her, giving her more and more? Like, like what is this backstory here? And that's what I'm interested to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, remember last week when I was like, this Goodreads slash Storygraph tags seem to be a little bit of a spoiler.
Ah. Uh-huh.
That's what I was referring to because the book is tagged as LGBT. And I've read a couple of books in my life, and I was fairly certain they weren't talking about Harry.
Yes. Um,
So I can't say that I was surprised by the revelation.
did anyone feel like, through this part that maybe Evelyn's character was changing so majorly that it almost felt a little unbelievable at times?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, this person who is always looking out for themselves, very self-centered. How
Mhm.
does she get ahead? Is all of a sudden, rooting for somebody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I go, let me sacrifice for her so she can
Yeah.
be in the spotlight. Like, what the fuck? But maybe that's just falling in love, the power of love. Yeah.
The power of love and being majorly pissed off at your current spouse
Mm-hmm.
because they beat you and are currently getting a blowjob from some rando upstairs.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why. Maybe she was, because she was set up with Dawn, basically. So maybe she just, dis- despite the fact that obviously he's not a good guy, so maybe she's just kind of, it's not necessarily Cecilia, but she wants somebody that she can latch on to that's not. And she just happens to like be there. And then it works out. If that made sense.
Mm-hmm. Um, were you guys surprised at what was going on in the laundry closet when Ruby opened the door?
Hell no, it's a movie celebrity party. That's what they do in there.
It's a Diddy party.
It's a
I was
Diddy
Right.
kind
party,
of
literally.
I was kind
What,
of expecting more drugs, to be honest.
yeah.
We've seen a
What,
surprising lack of them in this book so far.
what was in there again?
It is all the story's all told by Evelyn though, so she kind of can say whatever she wants, right?
What'd you say, Geraint?
What was in the closet?
Oh, let me read the summary again.
Me.
So they go to an after party at Ari Sullivan's house. Ruby pulls Evelyn aside and says she needs to talk to her. Ruby opens a laundry closet to reveal some kind of robot arm and a half-naked astronaut in a heated embrace. They quickly run
Yeah,
out, and Evelyn and Ruby enter.
Immersion ruined. It is 1959. There are no astronauts.
I
Boom.
just,
I'm done.
I just tells it
I'm
how I
done with
reads
this.
it.
They did have pulp sci-fi back then, though. Like Jules Verne shit was kicking it. Come on.
I thought it was finally a continuation of Project Hail Mary.
Oh my god.
Would
We're really getting
technically
to the
be a
climax.
prequel.
Yeah, he got back to Earth, but there was like a wormhole, so he went back in time.
He was on Earth the whole time in a closet.
Oh fuck!
Those are some damn good drugs.
Yeah. He took Elahina's drugs a little too early in the journey. Mm. All right. Any other thoughts, comments, questions? Chapters 16 through 19. Okay. We continue on. So chapters 20 through 23. Back to Ari Sullivan's party, Evelyn confronts Celia in a laundry closet, and Celia doesn't admit to anything. Evelyn kisses Celia, and they do have a sensual moment. Celia says we can't stay here, and she leaves first. When Evelyn leaves, she goes upstairs to catch Dawn cheating. She opens doors, one by one, trying to find him. One of the doors contained that strange robot arm, a long hose, and the astronaut, now free of his astronaut suit. Finally, she finds Dawn and another woman. Dawn tries to explain, and Evelyn leaves with Harry and stays at his house. She confesses to him about her and Celia. When Harry takes her home the next day, Dawn is long gone, but Celia is waiting on the porch. Evelyn says the only person she thinks about anymore is Celia. Evelyn stays at Celia's apartment for a week and a half. They sleep in the same bed, but no kissing and such has happened. Harry comes to drop off the divorce papers, and Evelyn gets a lot of money but isn't allowed to discuss what occurred in their marriage. Sunset is also dropping her, and Dawn is trying to use his sway to squash her career. After Harry leaves, Evelyn goes to a freshly showered Celia, and things get sexy. Monique can no longer avoid Frankie, and she pretty truthfully lays out the situation. Frankie is shocked but is willing to compromise to not completely lose out on Evelyn-related articles. Monique will write Evelyn's biography and also try to secure an article with a book excerpt and cover photo in exchange for a promotion and a raise. The next day, Monique is able to successfully sell her proposal to Evelyn. She is a little spooked by how much Evelyn seems to want to work with her. All right, Valk, what is your question?
So I have a couple joke questions and a real question, which I already asked. But from the chapter 21, please compare and contrast the slopes of Celia St. James
Oh
and
my
Evelyn
god.
Hugo.
Yep.
Please discuss.
Yeah,
They were
I will say,
moving east at 72 miles per hour.
I will say this book was a bit more provocative than Stephen King. And I read about this author, and she is a fascist Nazi. I'm just saying.
I haven't gotten a lot of Don Adler's bulge, in my face in this
Yeah,
book.
like
I've gotten a
where?
lot of description of breasts and hips here. Just saying.
How else am I going to be insecure about my penis if I don't know what his looks like?
These guys are too old too. Where's the children? Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Okay. Were you guys surprised that? So two other questions. Were you guys surprised that Evelyn took the deal from Don Adler? I kind of was. I mean, she lost all ability to say anything or stick up for herself.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
I feel
guess
like
she
know.
she didn't really have
explains
a
it.
choice.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like when she married the first guy. Didn't really want to, but she has the business savviness to know that it's really the only chance that she has, given the systemic misogyny and um, also probably racism too, since she's Cuban.
I feel like.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
not to get into like debates about like passing or whatever, but she probably realizes that speaking out would make it worse for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't be able to overcome that stark power dynamic. I mean, I feel like so far in the story, like what we know about, Evelyn, like in the future and as the story is told, um, is she doesn't really seem like the gossipy type. She doesn't really seem like she wants to be, you know, like part like how Ruby is going behind people's back and saying this and saying that. Like it doesn't seem like that is the type of stuff she wants to participate in. Like when she uses people, she's kind of upfront about it or kind of clear about it. Um or at least not as conniving as Ruby maybe, but yeah, I feel like, uh, it's not like she was going to go to a tabloid and gossip about um her, marriage anyway. I mean, maybe if she got really desperate for money or something, she would. But yeah, I'm not surprised that she was like, "Oh, all I have to do is just not gossip about this situation, and I get all of my money and half of his." Okay.
Yep.
$1 million back then was a lot.
She gets her little lesbian lover and everything.
Mhm. All right,
And the
joke
house.
question
Although
number.
I know it costed about 3 nickels back then, but hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a nice house, a quarter.
Joke question number 2. Do you think there'll be a single positive heterosexual white male character in this book?
Hmm.
Yes.
We'll
Yes,
see.
yes, I do.
But real question, what do you think Monique has? Marlon asked this earlier, and I said my question earlier, but what do you think Monique has that Evelyn wants? I'm still not
Oh,
quite
my
sure what
theory?
that dynamic. Yeah.
What's your theory?
I think she's got some relation to Celia.
Ooh.
Either
she's
that,
Oh.
could
Remember
be.
earlier in the book when they're like, "Oh no, I don't think your dad ever worked with them." I'm gonna guess her dad actually did work with them, and then the mom either just didn't know or forgot.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the dad is one of her husbands. I bet you the last husband we learn about is her dad.
Oh God.
Okay.
Hey, who knows? Who
Damn.
knows?
And her
Secret wife.
mom was secretly Evelyn this whole time. It was just like wearing a silicone mask.
Oh.
Damn. It's all coming together.
Scooby Doo crew shows up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me, is about the work ethic of, work hard, study, put time in, be successful, whatever. And just the whole falling on your lap situation for Monique and her, you know, kind of fumbling around with this whole issue and succeeding is just rubbing me the wrong way.
Mm,
I
I
think
don't love it
she's
either.
probably very good at her job. I mean, but I also feel like, I don't know. It does, considering she talks about how she's basically only had fit pieces, even with her time at the discourse, Evelyn's interest seems a little bit more than you would expect.
Yeah.
what were you saying, Marlon?
Um, I don't remember. Actually, I forgot. I walked through a doorway. It's gone.
Oh, you Addie LaRue yourself?
Oh God.
Straight out. Something about that, the way it just falls in her lap and she's kind of fumbling it rubs her the wrong way too.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, she's surprisingly, I mean, considering how she's stuck up for herself, finally, maybe there's just more to her that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I guess it's
True.
maybe a little disappointing, that she has like worked hard and like done all the things to try to, move up in the world, and that hasn't seemed to have gotten her anywhere. It's just this random opportunity independent of, all the time and effort she's put in up until now, seemingly anyway. Um yeah, this random opportunity appears, and that's what makes or breaks the situation, as opposed to, her getting, yeah, her doing it from just her other prior hard work or something.
Kind of makes me wonder who Evelyn would pick if pretend, I don't know, Monique it just like straight up didn't exist.
Mhm.
Would she have been more willing to go do the cover with Vivant or whatever?
I don't know. She seems to really dislike, I guess, gossipy magazine articles or whatever sort of thing. Like even in the book, we have, random snippets of articles, and they're never really seen in a positive light. It's always just, like what bullshit are they saying now? And it's so maybe she doesn't want to participate in that.
True. Maybe she has a higher standard for herself than gossip articles and shit.
Yeah. Because I mean, they've tried to like, we've seen it. I don't know, maybe for one for sure instance where they really tried to like screw her over or something, like from the gossiping maid, and they really tried to make her look bad. So I'm sure she doesn't see them as, like a friendly entity.
Yeah.
Okay, any other thoughts, comments, questions on chapters 20 through 23? All right. Go to this last section. Oh, Adrian, did you? I think when you came in, so you. Well, I'll tell you it then. I'll tell you at the end. Okay, so chapter 24 through 25. So Evelyn is being put in movies destined to flop. Celia is going to the Academy Awards. Evelyn says, I love you, I believe in you, break a leg. She watches it on the TV, and when Celia wins, Evelyn kisses the TV and chips her tooth. Celia returns to celebrate with Evelyn. Celia says, nothing means anything without you. Everything that isn't you is a pile of dog shit. Evelyn starts locking lacking. Looking. Evelyn starts looking for acting opportunities in Paris. Celia was going to be gone for several weeks to film on site, so Evelyn figured now was the time to go. Harry set up some meetings, and one of them clicked. Max Gerard offers her a role in a film. It was ultimately known for a tasteful semi-topless scene, and Evelyn became an international sensation. All right, Marlon, what is your question?
My question was, how do you think Evelyn's return to stardom will impact her relationship with Celia? Now, there's already some hints at some potential new love interests and stuff like that. How do we think it impacts her relationship with Celia?
Maybe some animosity between them. Maybe the balances shift a little bit. That Celia doesn't take as well to it as Evelyn did, and isn't as supportive.
Yeah, it would have to come from Celia because Evelyn, doesn't seem to feel competitive towards Celia at all. She just loves her. So if there's some kind of conflict, I feel like it might have to originate from Celia for it to make sense.
What if the conflict comes from now that Evelyn's back in like the limelight here, and we already have a potential new interest from, whatever singer, right? The book's called The Seven Husbands. How do these new love interests, now that she's back in,
True.
the good graces of everybody affect, right? Where they start to realize, man, maybe we can't just be together. Now what? Do they stay friends? Do they foster like a secret love relationship continually? Do they, have a falling out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine right now how their relationship will cope with them. I assume Celia's probably going to get married to somebody at some point, and obviously Evelyn gets married to somebody, so it's like, how is that going to affect them?
So don't you guys know what happens to all of them?
No.
They tell you in the beginning of the book.
Oh, the husbands die?
Yes.
Yeah. But we don't know about Celia. We have no current time info about Celia.
I guess I kind of assumed though that she'd be one of the ones that also dies, but whatever. That's just
I mean,
that'd be
she
sad.
is 79, Evelyn is, so maybe she just died of old age.
Maybe.
Although part of me would like to hope that she just straight up poisoned one of her husbands. Like, just give me a good old he was a dick, so I murdered him. But it was the 60s, so I got away with it. Like, I don't know, and she's gonna be stuck in Paris for like a while because she's hooking up with that director, right? Like, or did I misread the names? But like,
it hasn't happened
yeah.
yet, but there's the title of like the section, not any individual chapter, was like something Mick Riva or whatever his name was.
And Gerard is.
Oh, Max and Mick. Yeah, that's what it was. Never mind.
Yeah. You say Mick's the singer.
I feel like if anything, maybe Celia's gonna have an opportunity to marry just like Evelyn did
Mm-hmm.
and get, expand her career or something, and then, everything being a secret, that that relationship's gonna have to end to better Celia's career.
What?
I think they just walk away from each other.
Potentially,
Hope
yeah.
not. That would be very sad.
I mean, it's either that or the unfortunate, like, they hate each other. Maybe a more amicable separation that Evelyn understands versus them ending up distant and hating each other. I think that would be preferable, but clearly something happens that splits them apart.
What if the connection to Monique is through like Celia somehow?
That's what I said earlier.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah.
Literally said that.
Wow, Toaster.
Yeah, who are
What
you?
the fuck?
Hey, listen, you guys
Jesus.
didn't even notice my April Fool's joke in my paragraph I write, so that I read. But I'm imagining like potential scenarios, maybe like one of her parents or like one of Monique's parents or relatives or something finds out that like Celia and Evelyn are together in some way or whatever, and they're basically like, look, don't do anything and we'll like help you in the future. I'm just like imagining different scenarios of like what's going on, how could there be, is there some debt being paid, or is maybe, like she's somehow related to one of Celia's or maybe even Evelyn's like prior lovers or prior friends, and so they wanted to help her. I don't know.
That's an incredible, very original idea. Wow.
Thanks. Thank you. Did you say too about like the maybe blackmail whatever stuff?
I mean,
Well,
maybe not necessarily blackmail, but
No.
he said blackmails in the father was a blackmail and could have.
Okay.
Okay, buddy. Okay, let's see. I had a question. Um, well, I guess we've kind of already talked about this one as well. Does anybody else have any other comments, questions, thoughts?
Nope.
I just want to say, whoever selected this book, real good job.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
yeah, that
Whoever
guy
that was.
deserves a pat on the back.
He deserves
And
the sloppiest of toppies.
yep, that's what I was gonna say. A nice blowjob.
Okay.
I'd been thinking about reading Daisy and the Six, so it's a very timely pick.
Hmm. All right. Well, I guess we will call it there. GB next week. Let's see what the reading is. Next week is through chapter 35, pages 164 through 225, and then the questions for 2026 through. Oh wait, what is this? Okay, there's a number missing here. Hold on. 26 through 35. 28. Okay. For 26 through 28, that'll be Marlin. For 29 through 32, that'll be Marvelous. And for 33 through 35, that will be Jesse. And I will post that in the book chat. Yes.
I think pasta should be assigned my question.
Yeah, you probably should. All right, Pasta. If you don't want to do it, or if you do want to do it, don't say anything.
Huh?
Fuck.
Wanna do it?
Well,
Damn it.
we tried.
You almost had me there. You almost had me.
It was an
What am I
April
doing?
Fool's joke. Talking means he wanted it.
Uh
Oh
oh.
yeah. April
What am I?
Fool.
What do I want?
It's also
The
opposite
Academy
day.
Award?
To do
Am I winning an Oscar?
Marlon's question. The agreement was next week you would have to do Marlon's question
To
and
do Marlon.
Oh, I'll do Marlon.
and take his
Okay,
suppository for the day because
I'll do
he
his
doesn't like
question
taking
and
it.
him.
What
I'll do
about
his question.
what about his suppository?
Oh,
I'll do his question. I'll
give
do
it.
his question. No, we're a team.
All right.
Okay, guys.